Hello, everyone. This is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is Prehistoric Facts Extra episode number 86. And this will be my review on the Netflix series Life on Our Planet. And so I'll be talking about like what the crew is and what the episodes are, uh, things that I liked about it, things that I thought were okay or meh, and things that I didn't like, and also give my overall thoughts. And so let's actually get started right here. So the crew, so the people that worked on this project or this series. So we got the narrator Morgan Freeman, very well known actor. We all know who he is. Has been in many films and done a couple of other series, mainly like science stuff and science, so like through the wormhole. Uh, we all know him from that. Composer is Lauren Balfe or Balfe. Apologize for butchering the last name. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I know it's Lauren Balfe or Balfe. Whatever the pronunciation is for the last name. Executive producers are Steven Spielberg, Alistar Fothergill, uh, Keith Scholey, Daryl Frank, and Justin Falvey. And so Steven Spielberg got to be an executive producer for this. And so we all know that he does like dinosaurs and prehistoric life. That's actually cool. And so we got the director of Jurassic Park, Lost World Jurassic Park, and many of his other great films like Jaws, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the Indiana Jones trilogy in the 80s, Schindler's List. List goes on and on and on for Steven Spielberg's great filmography. Uh, and also he was the executive producer in many of the other Jurassic movies, so like Jurassic Park 3 and the Jurassic World trilogy, so on and so forth. And then the actual producers are Dan Tapster, Alistar Fothergill, and Keith Scholey, the other, which are also executive producers, which the other two are executive producers in there. So yeah, so that's all. And those are the crew members. The episodes. So there's 8 episodes in this series, and they have titles for each episode. First episode is Rules of Life. Next is The First Frontier. Next is Invaders of the Land. Next is In Cold Blood. Next is In the Shadow of Giants. Next is Out of the Ashes. Next is Inheriting the Earth. And the last episode is Age of Ice and Fire. And so these are all the episodes that have titles in them. So all 8 episodes have titles, kind of like what Walking with Dinosaurs did back then. You can definitely tell his influences in Walking with Dinosaurs in this series, and I think that's actually uh, really really neat about that. And so let's actually get to the two-parter of the good. So part one of the good, and I apologize for the small lettering here for this slide. I apologize for that. It was the best way I can do it. But first off, the show is very high quality. I thought it was very well done in terms of like how like it looked on screen and all that sorts of stuff. That was actually really really well done. Storytelling, I'll give it on both, like on the good but also on the map part, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. But some bits of the storytelling I thought were really good. That was really really well done. Uh, Settings, I thought the settings were looked really cool, especially like the locations of where they filmed and all that. But there were some things that were CGI. We can definitely tell what they were, but like it looked like they did go out and actually filmed on location to actually get like really good places that actually what look like at certain points in time, which was really 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 neat to do that. The nature footage, the using nature footage to like showcase like certain types of animals that we know, that was actually very very good. That I think that's really well done. It's something that I think that was really well needed for like a paleo documentary series like this, and so it's really really well done. Time lapsing, I thought was very appropriate for this show. Um, would I like it to actually be like talking about it in like like in the geological time scale type of way, yeah, but like it's not it's not like the Walking with series where you're going like the oldest age from a certain period and and go towards get closer towards the ancient humans type of way. But yeah, they actually do use time lapsing, which I thought it worked. The Earth's changes, I thought like how they use like what Earth looked like in certain time periods. I thought that was really well done. And even the behavior of the creatures, very well done. And it was showing that these were actual animals and not just like these like made up like creatures that were like seen in like movies or television shows and all that. It just showed that these were actual animals, and I did enjoy how the behaviors actually were presented here. Very well thought out on that. The KPG extinction, that was so good. That was so good. Even though that got a lot more attention in this series because it's the extinction event that everybody knows, uh, the end of the age of dinosaurs, you know, the asteroid impact, that sort of thing. That was what we all know about that, and it was very well executed. Very well executed in this. Even the life adaptations, like how creatures had to adapt to like certain types of like environmental changes. That was very well done. Very well done. Loved that. Predator and prey relationships. That was so good. Like you see like what the predators were doing, and also what the prey either had to counteract, or even like if the prey didn't have time to counteract, and you can see how the predators were successful in certain aspects. And so that was actually really good, really good. The design of Dunkleosteus looked really good in that one episode that I got to see it in. That was so good, so good. Arthropod evolution, that was amazing. That was amazing. That was probably one of my favorite bits of this show, is that it talked about like the arthropod evolution. And if you're a big fan of arthropods, like you're gonna love that. You're gonna love that about this show. Evolution in general. Evolution in general is very well taught in this show, and that was the main focal point of this show, is talking about evolution, and I did like that. The synapsids, so the animals that would ultimately become mammals, those those creatures looked really well designed, especially the Gorgonopsian. The Gorgonopsian was one of my favorite designs of the series. I loved it. Even the Permian extinction got some time to shine, and I liked how it was presented. And and that was the biggest mass extinction event. And I liked it that they actually used the end of one episode and then kind of have the Permian extinction carry over into the beginning of the next episode. I thought that was very well done. Very well done. I love that. And now let's actually get to part two of the good. So part two of the good, the weather patterns. I liked how the weather patterns were actually showcased in in certain aspects of the climates and in the times of prehistoric life. Really well executed. Morgan Freeman's narration, can't go no wrong with Morgan Freeman's narration because he's got the voice. He has that like charisma that you like for a narrator. That's the one thing you like about Morgan Freeman. Like you can't go nothing wrong with him. That deep, raspy Southern voice. Like man, you just love how it was presented like that. And Morgan Freeman is so good in narration. The sauropods that were presented in this, they looked very majestic in their scenes, how massive they were. Now, I know some people would probably say they probably might looked oversized, but I don't care about that. I don't care about that that much. It's just that I would be nitpicking about that, but it would just probably say like how they looked was amazing. they just looked amazing. Flowers, the evolution of flowers, I thought was really cool. I enjoyed that, and especially the animal relationships with flowers. That was really good. Dromaeosaurs or raptor feathers. That is what I liked about this. This was probably my favorite thing of this show is that they got the dromaeosaurs to have feathers, and I was amazed of how well done those feathers looked. Now, color scheme wise, I could probably say works, but then there's some that I would probably say is like, I could see it but not see it at the same time. But then it's just like it was really cool. I liked how the raptors of dromaeosaurs were designed. Some less known creatures were featured in here. I like that because since the prehistoric planet did that, why not actually do it in this show as well? Get to showcase some creatures that are not very well known to the general public. That was very cool, very cool. Terror Bird, I like the Terror Bird in this show. Holy cannoli, man! This is like one of my favorite animal designs in this show because of like how like like massive that head is and how like sleek it looked. It just looks so good. It just looks so good. Cenozoic changes. How the Cenozoic changed in terms of climate, that was what I liked. Is that you go from a tropical climate like after the age of dinosaurs to ultimately going straight to cooler and drier environment uh, situations, and that was very well done. And we got the prehistoric shark Ototus. Ototus shows up in this um in this series, and it's not Megalodon. Megalodon does not gain any time to shine in this, and I think I think that's very well. I like that because of like Megalodon gets so much attention. Like you don't need to have Megalodon in this series. Like I know that like people speculated when they saw like one of the trailers for prehistoric or life on our planet was that was that uh was that they thought it was Megalodon, but then Morgan Freeman says it was a tortoise. I was like, ooh, that is a very nice pull to use, a nice shark to use for the Cenozoic. And Myocetus, a prehistoric whale that they used in here, I like that. I liked how they actually talked about like whale evolution a little bit. That was very well done there. And the warnings of our own doing, like what we're doing wrong to the planet, and like showcasing like that. Yes, we're doing things for our own needs, but of course we're also doing things to the planet that is putting a negative effect on our planet. And I think that showcases that in the final episode, and I think that's very well actually spoken in this of that like that we're doing like we could be doing things good for us, and we like that, but of course the con of that is that we're damaging ecosystems, we're damaging our planet, and we need to showcase, and that needs to be showcased of like what would happen if like we go too far in this. And like yeah, I think that was very well done. Now let's get to the things I thought were okay or meh. The okay or meh, some of the creature designs, like some of them I liked, some of them I did not like. I just kind of felt like it's a mixed bag. You can just kind of go like eh, like was it really something that they needed to do with some of these creature designs? And like I said before, part one of the good storytelling, there were some bits I did not appreciate. I wouldn't say I did not appreciate. I just thought like it was. I don't know if it should have been told that way, but I probably think it was more a case of like maybe one of the producers was writing the script for Morgan Freeman, and that's what he was given. It's just that probably there wasn't like somebody there to actually like say, um, probably not say this and not say that. Like try to say it more like this. that sort of thing. But I can understand that. Some of the color designs of some of the creatures, some of them I just didn't feel like fit uh, with what the creatures could have been and all that. But like some of my favorite designs were the terror bird, um, one of the raptors, and the arthroplura looked really good. The gorgonopsian looked really good. The mammoths were really good. Those were actually the creatures that I liked in that, and even the ototus. I thought it was not too bad of a design, even though I probably would say that the ototus still looks more like a great white shark than anything else. But take what you can get for that. Um, Dramatic music, like I just felt like that the music is good. Don't get me wrong, it's still good. It's just that some scenes just make it seem it was so dramatic, which it really didn't need to be that dramatic. And I get it that that you need to put dramatization in certain types of scenes for this show so that way you can add entertainment. But at least I was entertained in certain bits of scenes, which I thought I always thought that's okay. That's okay. Um, the artificial extinction, I felt like it wasn't touched on too much that in this show, and I think it was like they didn't have enough time to talk about it. And I understand that it's like one of those mass extinctions that is still debated and all that, and like I totally understand why they had to do that. In the Devonian extinction, it's the same way. Didn't get to talk about it that much, and I think it was just like you could have talked about it a little bit, but I understand what they had to go for. The Amatosaurus crest, like the Amatosaurus crest looked a little bit too big in my opinion, but I guess you had to showcase it a little bit to make it bigger to actually showcase like, oh, that's a male, or in comparison to a female. That's what you I think that's what you had to do, to showcase which one's male, which one's female. And also the Anchiornis colors. I was just like, we have evidence of what the colors were on Anchiornis, and you decide to change the colors. Like, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that, but I guess it's like they just go like, well, yeah, we understand, we know what the evidence says of what Anki artists look like, but let's actually make it a little bit more colorful, so that way it actually is like better seen for the audience. And I get it, but it's like you don't need to change a creature's color just because you think it's gonna pop out more that way. Like we know what Achiornis look like. It's got black on it. It's got a little bit of red and some white on it. Like why try to change that? Why change it? But I understand that. Now, some of the things that I did not like about it, like the geologic explanations, I think that should have been done a lot better because it just didn't seem like it was like a very well executed in explaining say the geologic time scale, or even the periods in time very well. I think it should have been done a little bit better in my opinion. Backgrounds, like there's some CGI you can definitely tell, and even some bits you can definitely see that why put this in the background and all that. Like it didn't make sense for a scene. And because the Hell Creek Lance formation type of stuff, like that, I think that was a bit of I think that was kind of a little bit of annoying, in my opinion, because it was just I don't understand why you need to do that. It made no sense to actually do the things that they did with that Triceratops herd. Like I know Prehistoric Planet did that, but then it's just it's that's something that is very speculative of that, because we all know that there's herds of Pachyrhinosaurus and Centrosaurus, for herding behavior, but like Triceratops, we only found individuals. Like the closest thing that we have for multiple Triceratops in a same site is that there was three. there was three that were found in one spot, and like Triceratops did not roam in huge herds. Might have roamed in small herds if it was like uh, like a couple of females and their young, and it seemed like the males were more likely to be on their own. Uh, but yeah, I mean, like I just felt like that was more speculative. Some of the sounds of the animals I did not like. I thought that was kind of a little bit too sketchy in my opinion. Of like using like some stuff, some like sounds that you had and like that you could use for like another like show or movie for like a creature that you wanted to like showcase, but then you just put in some like sounds that just probably didn't fit for the animal. Like I get it, but my biggest criticism of this show was that they did not put feathers on the juvenile T-Rexes. That was my biggest disappointment there, is that they put the feathers on the adults, but they did not put feathers on the juveniles. The juveniles should have been mostly fully feathered, except for like on the feet and the probably the last end of the tail and some parts of the head. Like I did not like that. I thought that was because of maybe budget constraints and also time constraints. Like I understand that, but then it's just like, why make it seem like that? Oh, the explanation is that they grew feathers as they got older. It makes no sense. Made no sense. I just wish that they could have done a better job with that. And then, of course, the CGI in certain scenes, like some of the animals didn't look very polished. Some scenes did not look very polished at all. And so, yeah, I think like time constraints and budget constraints, those were the main contributors for that. But like, yeah, I just felt like it could have been better for some certain type of scenes. My overall thoughts: Morgan Freeman was a good choice for narration. I mean, the show is a little bit generic. It does take some things from the Walking With series and put it into this show. I mean, like probably that was the influence, was the Walking With series. The Walking With series uh, is the biggest inspiration to a lot of the paleo documentaries that have come after that. Is that they needed to is like, oh, that's the formula. That's the formula that you should follow. But it's kind of very generic, because I think that's why Prehistoric Planet kind of changed the game with that, is that it's more of a nature documentary type of setting than like say it's from like say previous paleo documentary type of stuff. Using nature footage, great idea to use in this show. There were some misses on the designs of the creatures, like I can understand, like budget and time constraints. I can understand that. Evolution was a major talking point in the show. Did like that. I think that teaches evolution very well. Loved using creatures that not many people knew about, so the general public got to see some creatures that they never knew existed, or otherwise there's like brand new creatures. They go, oh, I didn't even know that this was actually recently discovered, or this was discovered like say 5 years ago. That was, I think that was actually really really good about that show, is that they did show some creatures that nobody even knew. And so my overall rating, give it an 8.4 out of 10. uh, I would say it's not as good as Prehistoric Planet, but at least it's actually still watchable and it's still entertaining. I'd still recommend it. So if you guys got Netflix, or like somebody that's got Netflix, just make sure that you're not taking their password. Just make sure you don't take their passwords. Just make sure you don't do that, because they'll like cancel that person's account and all that sorts of stuff. But anyway, like ask a friend, ask a family member that has Netflix, and say, hey, I want to watch this show that is on Netflix. You mind if I like watch that? Like when you're at your friends or family's place, and they got Netflix, feel free to do that. Or if you got Netflix yourself, go watch it. Go watch it. It's actually really, really good. I highly recommend it. But also, let me know what you think of Prehistoric Planet, or not Prehistoric Planet, Life on Our Planet. What do you think of Life on Our Planet? Um, do you like it? Do you think it was okay? Do you not like it? What are your favorite episodes of the show, or like your favorite episode? And also, what's your favorite like creature that was featured on the show? Like mine was the Gorgonopsian, the Arthroplora, the Dromaeosaurs, and the Terror Bird. Those were my favorites of the of the show. And so the next episode will be on July 25th, 2024, and that'll be a Q&A episode. So if you got any questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com. Let's go on my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Like the page, yes, you put your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on Messenger. Messenger's a private conversation, so please put your questions in the comment section on any Facebook posts. And also for YouTubers out there, like the video, subscribe to the channel. According to my analytics, a lot of you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet. So please feel free to hit that like button. The more likes the video gets, the more likely the video gets spread out to people that are interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. And so feel free to do so. And also share the video, share the channel to anybody that's interested in dinosaurs, prehistoric life, paleontology, and geology in general. So please feel free to do so. Subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that way you can get weekly notifications of every video that comes out. And also for YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section because I read them all. All of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube. You guys are giving me some great questions for the Q&A episodes, and I appreciate that. And also make sure you keep your questions short. Make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, you can follow me on Threads. Same thing at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of people around you. Also, for younger people out there, to make sure listening, your parents, your teachers, and your guardians, it's the best motivation you could have for a good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. And July 20th, this Saturday, I'll be in Stevens Point, an event, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time. If you're going to be in the Stevens Point area, feel free to come on down to check out this event. It's going to be with a friend of mine, and it's mostly his event, but I'm actually going to be there as well. And so hopefully you guys can come out, and I'll be having some of my collection there, and hopefully you can just come on down to say hi, or otherwise just learn a few things from me. That'll be cool. And so hopefully you guys can actually come in, and if you're in the Stevens Point area, come on down and check it out. That's it for now. And I'll see you guys next time.